Hello and welcome back to this channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to create a seducer mindset. A seducer mindset is different than most mindset because most people who are walking around the world don't have any strategy on how to amplify or maximize or enhance the social experience. And that is essentially what the seducer mindset stems from. How can I maximize pleasure? How can you maximize pleasure? How can you maximize the social experience? Like, what can you do to enrich the experience? What can you do to make the experience better? And this comes with a lot of different variables that as you get more advanced into this sort of thing, you can get really, really advanced, like super, super, super advanced to a science. And then also you can get really, really simple where you're just on the flow. It's like a Zen seduction where you are just in that moment present. You're not thinking, and what you're doing is naturally seductive. And that's really, really, really seductive. That is like pure seduction, pure seduction. That's probably one of the best seductions that you can cultivate is that Zen seduction, where you're not really trying and you are just naturally seductive. The other one is when you are like a scientific, you're like a social science seducer, where you know like every little nook and cranny of like different types of archetypes, different types of personalities, what they like, and you kind of become like a sort of matchmaker for human experience. You know, this for this people, this for this people, these people like this, these people like this. You know, when you're around these people, you play this music, and when you're around these people, you don't play that music or something like that. So you become a really, really a very keen on people's personalities and what are their likes and dislikes. And then you also learn how to pick up a lot of the subtleties. The more advanced is really just the kind of the subtleties. But honestly, you can go very, very macro. You can kind of just create a template. This template for most people is good enough. And you could also do that as well. Now, I do want to kind of give a disclaimer. The more customized, the more tailor-made you make it for that particular person, the better. Because it feels like, you're actually talking to that person on a one-on-one level where it's more direct and more customized. They teach this in marketing as well, where marketing is about knowing your audience and then speaking to your audience in a way that is very directed or targeted for them based upon these keywords, based upon who they are. So marketing teaches a lot about seduction. The seduction mindset stems from how do I create pleasure? How do I make the experience better? And it really taps into understanding the differences of different personalities, the environment. There's a lot of conditions, a lot of variables that I don't really want to touch too much into, as like that's really, really, really getting to like really, really over the details about more than I really want to get into. This video is more about the mindset versus the very specifics of a seducer mindset. When you are socializing, always carry the idea of how do I make this experience better? Like, what sort of vibe am I sending? What am I giving? What am I offering? What are the signals? And then ultimately, as a seducer, you leave people feeling better. You leave people better than you met them. You essentially you make others feel happy around you. You make people feel bliss around you. There's a lot more things I can talk about when it comes to like the advance, but I'm not gonna do that. Not in this video. I'll talk about the advance on some other video. You always keep the needs and interests of the people that you're speaking to. You keep their needs in mind. You keep their likes in mind. Now, obviously, like, you really gotta juggle this, right? Because sometimes, you don't want to care. Sometimes you just want to do you, want to be on about your business. And, all of these things are true, right? But in this video, I'm talking about, how to create a seducer mindset, which pertains to how to maximize pleasure, how to maximize the social experience. And a lot of this also comes down to how the subconscious mind processes information. They are receiving you, data is being transferred. That data that is being received is creating a human experience. It is creating a vibe. It is creating some sort of a feeling or emotion. And when you get really, really scientific into this, also it's about understanding who they are, understanding their likes, understanding what are some of the things that you can do or saying to enhance or enrich their experience. What can you do? Now, one good way to really like simplify this, if let's just say a hypothetical situation. You see this one person. What, what gift will make this person happy? What's a good gift for this person? It's like when this person, like when you give them this, they're actually happy. They feel really, really, really happy that you gave them that gift. Not just like a generic gift. Like, what gift will make this person really happy that you when you give it to them? And that sort of question leads to understanding what is a seducer mindset. Now the thing is, because socializing has a lot of variables, it's not just, one, two, or three. Socializing is real time. You are live. You are live, real time, speaking to other people. These behaviors are, on the fly. Everything is on the fly. You're juggling everything on the fly. You're juggling your states, your frame, your emotions. And then you're also, as a seducer, a lot of the work and a lot of the pressure is on you to make sure that that you are enhancing their experience, and also that you are also getting something from the experience as well. And this is kind of nuance here where sometimes as a seducer you want to not focus on you, and you want to focus on them. Just solely on them. Give them the best experience that they can. Now, why is this mindset really, really seductive? Why is this mindset so powerful? Most people are very selfish. Most people are very self-focused. When you are focused on the other person, when you are listening to them and really like acknowledge their presence, you really sit there with them, you really talk with them, you're really interested in what they're saying, you're really having fun with them, you're giving them the highest, one of the highest things that you can give to another human being, which is a connection, but a powerful connection. A connection that is like you're giving them the best human experience, someone who is there, someone who is sharing with them, someone who cares about their interests, someone who is giving them a pleasurable experience. And this is one thing I like about video games and medias and stuff like that. Marketing, it all marketing really really touches upon this in a kind of different way, but the same way. It's very similar. They talk about the human experience, the user experience. Everything's all about the human experience and how someone receiving you for either conversation or whatever. Now, one thing is that you want to make people feel happy. This is very kind of, how do I say this? It sounds a little strange, right? It's like, why do I care about how other people feel? Why should I care about this? Why? Like, I'm selfish. I don't care. Why should I care? On the flip side of successfully being a seducer or successfully doing seduction mindset is a lot of fun. That you get invited to a lot more parties, you'll get a lot more friends, you'll reap a lot of the social rewards and social benefits that comes with successfully being a seducer. Now this is a very challenging thing because it means that you gotta really control your nerves. A lot of the work, a lot of the pressure is on you to create and enhance the experience. Now, one of the worst things about being a seducer or having a seducer mindset is that you don't really get recognition for it. They don't really they don't really give you a proper thank you. They don't really take the time to like, the thing is, as a seducer, you are the one that is trying to maximize the social experience and make the social experience the best experience. So all the work, all the pressure, all the stress is on you to do this. There's a famous PUA artist known as Mystery, and Mystery was very much about this too. Mystery was What I like about Mystery is that he had a lot of wide range of things that he tried. He tried a lot of different experiments. He's one of like he's like a social scientist. He tried literally everything. So I like about he's what I would consider, a seducer mindset. He knows very well how to optimize the human experience because he's done the research, he's done the experiment, he knows what to say, how to say it, and he's very charismatic because he's really, he, I guess the word is brave. He goes forward with seduction, where sometimes when you're a seducer, it can be a little nerve-wracking because all the stress is on you to do the seduction, to maintain the flow of conversation, to have fun, to say the right things, to do the right things. All the stress is on you as a seducer and not on them. Most people are not seducers. They don't know how to enrich the human experience. They say a bunch of random things. They took probably no time to understand persuasion, seduction, alpha male, red pill, blue pill, or any of that stuff. So they're just walking around the world with random things that they've thought about for years that has never been like questioned or never been like really amplified. And what that means is that they really never took the time to research how to how to maximize pleasure, how to maximize the social experience, how to give people a better time. And when you give people a better time, you'll also reap the benefits of this as well. One of the best things that you can do as a seducer is give people pleasure. And that's a big reason why you even get into this. It's because you want the feeling of giving people pleasure, making someone else feel good. I don't know, maybe you were lonely, maybe you were bored and you want to go around making people have fun. So that's a big part of being a seducer mindset, or even just being a good human being where you are just enhancing people's experiences. And again, I'm going to note as a disclaimer that you will have to juggle this because sometimes you don't want to be in this mindset where you are always thinking how to maximize the pleasure. Sometimes you want to maybe just have the selfish mindset, which is a very efficient mindset to have, where it's I'm going to focus on me right now, and I don't want to focus on other people. This is a very efficient mindset. It conserves a lot of brain energy. So if you got to take like it's one of those things where certain days you want to do it, certain days you don't want to do it. But one thing that is important to understand with being a seducer is how to maximize pleasure. How do I give people a better experience? I'm not really going to touch too much on the specifics, but I guess before I wrap this video up, I'm going to start talking about just some of the variables. And then later on, other videos, I'll talk about certain specifics and how to do that and whatnot. Again, these are not things that you always got to do. Like, you don't always want to stress yourself out either. As a seducer, you don't want to be stressed. You don't want to be nervous. You want to be relaxed at all times. You want to be cool, calm, confident, having fun, whatever. Or even tell jokes, be fun, be funny, or whatnot. Maybe that's not your thing, so you don't use that. All right. So some of the conditions are like, your clothes that you wear, right? Clothes that you wear will alter their perception of you because that's data that you are sending, that's data that they are receiving. Then another variable is your words of choice, the way you speak. The most important element really is the vibe or your frame. If you have good emotional states, you have good vibes, you don't really need to take this too far. With just the vibes alone, you'll really be very seductive. One of the most seductive thing that you can have is just radiating a positive atmosphere about you, where wherever you go, everything is getting better. Everyone feels better, everyone feels happier, everyone feels better around you for whatever reason that may be. Maybe you're funny, maybe you're caring, maybe you are interested in others, maybe you know how to have fun. Anything that it is, whatever that you provide is a benefit to the social experience. And that will be like kind of big your big key points, but ultimately the vibe is really like the most important thing. What is the emotional they usually use the word emotional impact. What is your emotional impact? I like to think of it as emotional resonance, where like what is that transfer of energy? What is that transfer of emotions? Is it positive? Is it negative? And as you dive into this, you can also learn how to create different energy states, different emotional states. You can also learn how to choose what emotional state you want someone to get into. And I'm gonna wrap this up because it's been 18 minutes. I don't want to dive too deep into that. Later videos I'll be talking about how you can create a seducer mindset and kind of like the very specific conditions and variables, how to maximize, the details so this way that you can optimize your success in your life and optimize the experiences of other people as well. I'm going to wrap that up. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to drop me down below. Visit me on prosperitylife.com for more tips and strategies on how to win more at life. Thank you for watching.